guys, this is Lala Legacy and welcome to Roommates. So I've been wanting to play this game for a very long time and I finally just got around to it, so let's start. I wanna be the girl. Anne thinks that college could be the fresh start she needs to break out of her shell. Her goal is to make at least 3 new friends while keeping her grades up. Okay. Choose the simulation gameplay difficulty. Let's see, it will only affect how quickly you improve the stats, but nothing else. Let's see, how about normal? College, a glorious new world, filled to the brim with opportunities for education, community service, and networking. Oh, and also absolutely soul-shakingly terrifying. The population of my hometown is around 5,000. Until now, the farthest I've been from home is 10 miles, and that was to stay with my grandparents while our house was getting fumigated. I have a hard time looking strangers in the eye, let alone talking to them. Me. You may wonder what a shy, small-town girl like me is doing at Liberty University, the 3rd largest school in the state. I'm starting to wonder that myself. I thought I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, but this might be too much. As I walk down the street, I feel like everyone is staring at me. Okay, deep breaths, relax, smile naturally when you make eye contact. It's only a short distance to the place I'll be staying for the rest of the year. I'm living in a house on campus. It's a little more expensive, but most of my tuition is covered through scholarships anyway, and dorm living sounds loud and chaotic, the opposite of what I want. I think it'll be worth the investment. Are you Anne? A cute, well-dressed young man stands at the door of my house, holding a bundle of papers in his hand. This must be my RA. Deep breaths. Yes? My name is Dominic. I am the RA for Latin House. Hi, I'm Anne. Come on in and have a seat. I'll start the orientation in a few minutes. Thank you. I'm trying not to think about how often I'm looking at the floor. Just another thing to work on this year. I'm about to step inside when... wham! Oh God. I'm knocked to the ground by someone barreling past me. Whoops! Sorry. She keeps running into the house. Hey, Isabella! I can't believe she just... He gives me a look of concern and holds out his hand. I am so sorry. That was incredibly rude of her. Are you all right? Can you stand? I think so. I take his hand and try to stand up. I didn't twist my ankle, but that still kind of hurt. I'm having a hard time thinking of anything that would have justified running that fast, let alone not having time to stop and apologize. Is everyone in this house like this? Oh, not at all. He hesitates. Oh God. Well, everyone has their eccentricities, but they're not all like Isabella, I swear. I would have quit this gig ages ago if they were. He gives me a reassuring smile. I want to make sure everyone here has a good living experience. So if anything is bothering you, just come talk to me. Thank you again. I'm glad to see that there's at least one person here I can talk to. Dominic seems very kind. Finally, I entered the house I'll be calling home for the next year. The first floor is huge. I can immediately see an oversized couch facing a nice big screen TV. There's also some kind of breakfast nook with a big table and an area with several bookshelves surrounding a bunch of comfortable looking chairs. I sit on the couch and take a book out of my purse. I love books of all flavors. At the moment, I've got a rather promising fantasy novel to start. Before I can get too far into the story, though, Dominic comes back, a young man with spiked hair swaggering in after him. Tall, handsome, bad boy vibe. The kind of boy my parents always warned me to stay away from, despite not actually having someone like him in a 70-mile radius. Even when they're standing next to each other, he and Dominic seem like they're from parallel worlds. Sup, I'm Max. And, just as I thought, it's hard to look him in the eye. At least I maintained eye contact for a moment. Hey, no need to be shy. Anyone sitting here? Why don't you take a seat over there? Dominic points at the opposite end of the couch. What, I can't sit next to her? It's better that you both have more space. Bull, you just want to have her to yourself. Dominic slams a packet of papers in front of Max with surprising force. Here are the house rules. He walks over to me and hands me a packet as well, more delicately. I guess Max just irritates him. Let's go over them together. Anne, would you like to start? Okay. 1. There shall be no consumption, storage, or sale of alcohol beverages or illegal drugs in the housing area, nor shall any underage person be in the housing area while under the influence of the aforementioned substances. Students found in violation of this regulation are subject to dismissal from the housing area and remittance on unused rent under the terms of the contract. I have never touched a drop of liquor in my life. I shouldn't have to worry about this rule. 2. There shall be no pets allowed, or pets in or around the building. That's too bad. A hamster might have been nice. Oh well, I should probably concentrate on school anyway. I'll go next. 3. The sidewalk, entries, and stairwells of this building shall not be obstructed or used for any other purpose other than entering and exiting the respective areas of the house. 4. No student shall interfere in any manner with any portion of the heating and lighting apparatus or fire protection equipment in or about the house. There will be no flammable materials or explosives stored or in or about the housing area. Blatantly causing fire hazards? They only put rules in after somebody's done something dumb. I'm really having second thoughts about this place. Now, Max. Now, Max, what? Read the next 2. Read the next 2 what? Read the next 2 rules, please. Well, since you ask so nice. 5. Students shall not play musical equipment or instruments at such hours and at such volume as to disturb other students in the dormitories. Well, that's good. I hate when my sleep schedule gets interrupted. 6. There will be no firearms or weapons permitted in or around the housing area. It is vital to Dominic that his iron-fisted rule over the populace of this household be lasting and eternal, such that any rebellion can be crushed within a moment's notice. Haha, very funny. Read it properly. Hey man, I'm just reading what's on the paper. I read rule number 6. Oh wow, that is actually kind of amusing. I'll be right back. Isabella! Dominic drops everything and tears up the stairs with the speed of an angry bull. Isabella? As in the Isabella that bumped into me earlier? She may have been rude, but I can't help but admire the sheer audacity it must have taken to edit the rules sheets right under Dominic's nose. I wish I could be half as fearless as that. Dominic left so fast he dropped our keys. Max stands up and tosses me mine. I just managed to catch it. Welp, I'm gonna bring in my gear, then tour the rest of this place. You coming? Yeah. Let's explore with Max. Well, I did want to be more social. At the same time, I have no idea why he'd want me to come along when we're complete strangers. Why me? I was just thinking it'd be easier if I introduced you to everyone, because you seem kind of shy. Really? What? I'm a nice guy. I can't help but laugh, though I immediately feel bad about it. Luckily, Max is grinning, so I don't think I really hurt his feelings. Okay, I'll choose to believe you. Huh? I mean, I'll come with you. All right, our relationship is at 5. He shoots me a gratified grin. That's the spirit. Come meet me up at my room once you're done unpacking, all right? All right. I bring my luggage up to my room. I had no idea what to pack for a year away from home, so I brought as much as I could. All my clothes, old notebooks, old scrapbooks, a microwave, my favorite tea mug, my favorite tea, my favorite tea strainer, an ironing board, my sewing machine, my sewing kit, my bin of yarn, and knitting needles. The pillows I made in 6th grade, oh god, the needlepoint I made in 7th grade, pictures of my grandparents, parents, and extended family, my laptop, my cell phone, chargers for my laptop and cell phone, and my 50 favorite books. Oh god. Max saunters into my room. I must have taken longer to unpack than I thought. Wow, restraint's not really your thing, is it? I suppose I might have overdone it a little. Oh, it's fine. If one of those hoarding shows come by, I'll know which room to send them to. Hey, it's not that bad. Kidding. You ready? I can't do a man's voice like that. Ah! Sure, let's go. There's a sweet smell and some soft ambient music coming from the room next to mine. I wonder who lives here. I knock lightly on the door. No response. Come on, give it a little more force. But, look, we don't have all day. You can blame me if they get pissed. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I take a deep breath and give the door a louder knock. Hello? A pretty blonde girl peeks out from behind the door. What is this? The sanctuary house for intensely attractive people? If so, what am I doing here? I'm beginning to feel somewhat insecure about my appearance, to say the least. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Was I disturbing you? Pfft, my grand's music louder than that, no offense. The name's Max. I just moved in today. This here's Anne. Nice to meet you. Oh, you must be my new neighbors. I was wondering if anyone was living in those empty rooms. I'm Sally. I just moved in this past Friday. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you. Is that incense? Oh, this is just for meditation purposes. The energy here is so hectic that I feel like there needs to be something tranquil to balance it out. Energy? Energy? Energy! You know, things like auras, the spiritual forces connecting everything in this world. Why if there's too much of one kind of energy then? Rakesh, get in here! Sally winces. Everything ripples outwards from there. I'm going to keep meditating. You're welcome to join me if you like. No, thank you. Maybe some other time. Sitting in a smoke-filled room with a complete stranger, even one who seems perfectly nice, is still far outside my comfort zone. Okay, see you at dinner. She waves cheerfully before shutting the door. Max shrugs as the door closes. He looks towards the yelling noises and shrugs again. He gestures for me to take the lead. A few steps later, I turn my head, and he's nowhere to be seen. Well, I've come too close now. I can hear them loudly talking anyway. It sounds like this will be interesting. I walk further down the hall, following the sound of Isabella's outrage. The door to what I can only assume is her room is half open. I go inside to see what all the commotion's about. Isabella is glaring at a young man who's acting like he's made some very regrettable decisions. I hope the two of them don't fight. I've barely been here an hour. I'd hate to find out I've made a terrible mistake in living arrangements. Maybe it's not too late to get reassigned. Yet another good looker, though. He looks as though he came straight off the cover of a romance novel. I can't believe you painted all over my dance pole. Or he's an exotic dancer and this house is secretly a strip club. What have I gotten myself into? My roommate's looking at me funny because of that line. I am sorry. Do you not like the colors? It has nothing to do with the colors. I can't exercise with all this fresh paint on here. But it looks more vibrant, yes? No! Well, maybe a little, but I'm still mad because you should have asked before you went off and used my things in your art project. You wouldn't want me to take all of your paintbrushes and tape them together to make a dance pole, would you? My roomie is just staring at me weird. The guy thinks for a moment, then shakes his head. I would not mind if you did that. And there's the problem. There's such a thing as private prep. What is all this about? Rakesh messed with my exercise pole. So I see. And you're the RA. Why don't you talk to him about it? Oh, I'd love to, Isabella, but I'm afraid that over-regulating things here would make me too much of an iron-fisted dictator. Seriously? I'm always serious. How else would I crush rebellions? Whatever! I'm going to go take a shower, for God's sake! Don't let the karma hit you on the way out. He spots me. Oh, that's actually a good line, though. Don't let the karma hit you on the way out. Yes. He spots me out the corner of his eye. Oh, Anne. I'm sorry about earlier. I shouldn't have left halfway through orientation. Did you find your way around okay? Oh, definitely. Please don't worry about it. Let me know if you need any help unpacking. I'd like to make it up to you somehow. I don't, but do you know where I could donate some things? I brought way too much. Of course. I know there are some clothes and book swaps on campus. Just have a look when and where they are. Dominic spends the next hour looking up dates, locations, and directions for various swap events, along with directions to the nearest thrift stores in town. I've never had a guy go so out of his way for me. Though I'm sure it's just him doing his job as an RA. As I walk out of Dominic's room, with the stack of helpful papers in my arms, I see the pole painting boy come out of Isabella's room, covered in considerably more paint smearage than before. Did he spend all that time cleaning up? Hi. At least I was louder this time, if not by much. He turns to me and presses his hands together in what I can only assume is a respectful gesture. Namaste. And you are new, yes? Yes. My name is Anne. I'm Rakesh. It is nice to meet you, Anne. Thank you. Do you always... I have no idea how to phrase it tactfully. Rakesh tilts his head. Great roommates. Have paint on? Oh, no, I do not paint other people's belongings. Most of the time. Most of the time? Have you ever had an idea so strong it takes over your body? When I am inspired like that, everything is a canvas. I see I may have to invest in a lock for my door. I'm trying to figure out how to tactfully ask Rakesh to leave my things alone when my stomach growls. I try not to let it show, but suddenly I'm very aware of the smell of food coming from the kitchen. It is time for dinner. Who's cooking? Usually it is me, but today it is Sally's turn. He doesn't look particularly happy about it. Is she a bad chef? No, very good. She does not cook with any meat or milk products, not even butter. Vegan? Yes, vegan. Back home, there was no such thing as vegan, let alone vegetarian. Meat, potatoes, convenience store food, maybe some Chinese takeout if we wanted to be particularly fancy. I wonder what a vegan meal even looks like. I walk downstairs and into the kitchen. Sally looks up from her frying pan and gives me a cheerful wave. It looks like she's cooking some kind of patty? Hello again. Dinner will be ready in just a few minutes. Oh, okay. What are you making? Oh, nothing too fancy. I know that most of the people here are omnivores, so I'm making some good old-fashioned burgers and hot dogs. Burgers and hot dogs? But wouldn't those have veggie burgers and soy dogs? Oh, they look and taste just like the real thing. You won't even be able to tell the difference. She flashes me a smile so bright that I couldn't possibly doubt her sincerity. I suppose I'll have to take your word for it. Is there anything I can do to help? Oh, no, I'm all covered here. You just have a seat and don't worry about a thing. Okay. I go over to the common room dining table and take a seat. Over on the couch, Dominic seems to be giving Rakesh a half-hearted lecture on property rights. Rakesh smiles and nods, but I get the feeling it's not going to stick. I don't see Max yet, but I do hear what sounds like an electric guitar riff from upstairs. What was that? Hey, is dinner ready yet? Oh God, Isabella comes down the stairs fresh from the shower, by which I mean she's wearing nothing but a towel. You, get dressed before coming down here. Oh, is little Dominic getting all hot and bothered? At least the guy upstairs appreciated the view. But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, by subscribing, you're becoming part of a legacy. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.